a British-American computer programmer, businessman, and two-time presidential candidate. He amassed a $100 million fortune that dwindled to $4 million after the 2008 financial crisis and was wanted in Belize for murder, manufacturing methamphetamine, and possession of an unlicensed weapon. He was charged with tax evasion in late 2020 and died in July 2021 in a Spanish prison. John McAfee was truly an enigma. This short documentary offers a look into the early life, ventures, properties, and controversies that surrounded John McAfee. John McAfee was born in the UK on September 18, 1945, to an alcoholic father. And in an interview with The Wired in 2012, he said his father was abusive to his mother and that he spent his childhood in fear that a beating from his father could happen at any time. John and his parents moved to Roanoke, Virginia when he was young, and tragedy struck when he was 15 after his father killed himself with a gun. In a documentary released later, Running with the Devil, The Wild World of John McAfee, it is alleged that McAfee may have shot and killed his father and staged the scene to look like a suicide. McAfee went to Roanoke College in Virginia, where he received a bachelor's degree in mathematics in 1967, and he began working towards a doctorate in mathematics at Northeast Louisiana State College, but was expelled in 1968 because of a relationship with an undergraduate student who became his first wife. McAfee held numerous jobs at various tech companies, including NASA, General Electric, and Xerox. In 1986, while employed at Lockheed, he read about new programs that infiltrated computers and, sensing a business opportunity, decided to create an antivirus software that could detect the computer virus and remove it automatically. In 1987, he created McAfee Associates Incorporated to sell this software, which he named Virus Scan. By the end of the 1980s, the company was making $5 million a year. He resigned in 1994 and 2 years later sold his shares, which gave him about $100 million, and afterwards went on to become the company's most vocal critic in later years, urging consumers to uninstall the company's antivirus software, which he characterized as bloatware. Intel bought McAfee Associates for $7.7 billion in 2010. In 2000, McAfee bought 290 acres in Colorado, where he built a yoga retreat and wrote a number of books on spiritual direction and yoga. In an interview in 2009, McAfee was interviewed in Belize, where it was reported that he had invested and built many mansions in the USA that went unsold when the 2007 global recession hit. The economic collapse caught up with him in 2008, and his fortune shrank from $100 million to $4 million. McAfee relocated to Belize in 2009, buying a beachfront property on the island of Ambergris Caye and later also some property near the mainland village of Carmelita, where he surrounded himself with a large group of armed security guards. In 2012, the Belize police raided his research lab over suspected methamphetamine production. A press release said that McAfee was arrested but released without charge. McAfee fled Belize in November 2012 after his neighbor, an American named George Fall, was found dead by a gunshot, and McAfee was mentioned as a person of interest in the death. He was then arrested in Guatemala by police shortly after Vice magazine gave away his location by posting pictures of him in 2012 that still had GPS coordinates attached to them. While detained, he was taken to hospital after a series of heart-related health issues and was to be deported back to Belize, but ultimately he was sent back to the U.S. He would then say that he faked the heart attacks to buy time for his attorney to file a series of appeals that ultimately prevented his deportation to Belize. His time spent running from Belize to Guatemala is featured in the documentary Running with the Devil, The Wild World of John McAfee. In 2013, he uploaded a parody video titled How to Uninstall McAfee Antivirus to his YouTube channel. In it, he critiques the antivirus software while snorting white powder and being stripped by scantily clad women while trying to uninstall the software he invented. The video also showed guns and allusions to drugs and drug use, and he told a journalist that the video was meant to ridicule the media's negative coverage of him. McAfee then ran for the U.S. presidential elections as a libertarian in 2015 and went on shows like Larry King Live to promote his cause that year and again for the 2020 election. He lost both times. McAfee advocated for the decriminalization of cannabis and an end to the war on drugs. In 2017, he famously said that he would eat his dick on live television if the price of Bitcoin didn't reach $500,000 in 3 years, and in 2019, he again predicted that the price would reach $1 million by the end of 2020. He would, however, reverse his enthusiasm and tweet that his predictions were a ruse to onboard new users, and that Bitcoin had limited potential because it is an ancient technology. Among his many other tweets was when he tweeted that he had 47 genetic children in December 2018, and his third wife described him in a Father's Day message as father of many, loved by few. McAfee contended that taxes were illegal and claimed in 2019 that he had not filed a tax return since 2010 and referred to himself as a prime target of the Internal Revenue Service. The U.S. Justice Department indicted McAfee on June 2020, alleging tax evasion and willful failure to file tax returns for millions of income he earned via speaking engagements and other crypto-related projects. He was arrested in Spain in October, and the day after, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission filed a complaint alleging McAfee and his bodyguard promoted certain initial coin offerings in a fraudulent cryptocurrency pump-and-dump scheme. The claims further stated that he presented himself as an impartial investor when he promoted the ICOs, despite allegedly getting paid $23 million in digital assets in return. On June 2021, he was found dead due to an apparent suicide by hanging in his prison cell near Barcelona shortly after the Spanish National Court authorized his extradition to the U.S. His death generated speculation and theories about the possibility that he was murdered. Such speculation was particularly fueled by a 2019 post in which he made on Twitter that read, in part, "If I suicide myself, I didn't. I was whacked." A documentary by Showtime Network's Gringo, The Dangerous Life of John McAfee, was dismissed by McAfee as fabricated. McAfee claimed that Belize is a third-world banana republic and you can go down there and make any story you want if you pay your interviewees, which Showtime did. The documentary covers allegations of him drugging and sexually assaulting his business partner Allison Adonisio and ordering the murders of Belizean David Middleton and American expat Gregory Fall. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more interesting videos.